Let's find out what I bought. Let it rip. Hey campers, welcome back to 1010 Adventures. And this is it. This is the last drive in the Prado. I gotta say, whoever ends up buying this, well, I hope they look after him. But they're getting one hell of a car. One hell of a car. It's yeah, it's a little sad. But I'm going to focus on what's coming up in about, for me, about 30 minutes. I've got, about another 30 minutes before I get to the dealership. Although I've gotten up a little early this morning. My scheduled pickup time is about 10 AM. I'm going to get there a little bit early. I've got a couple of things I've got to go through with the dealer before we officially do the handover. But yeah, it's only 7:45, so I'm going to be at the dealership by 20 past 8, and I don't think they even open until 9. So yeah, I've got a little bit more time with the Prado yet, and I think I'll probably just go and find myself a coffee somewhere in town and get ready for the handover. Alright guys, I know I did last week, I did a farewell episode to the Prado. If you haven't watched it, do check it out. I was actually, and I've had quite a few comments on the editing on that video. Yeah, check it out. But I did want to say g'day as we say goodbye. The next time you see me, I'm going to be revealing which model Grenadier we bought. I'll see you guys in a sec. Well guys, this is it. This is pickup day. And I am bloody excited. Let's find out what I bought. Let it rip. The INEOS Grenadier Trialmaster Wagon in Magic Mushroom. Let's go have a look. Absolutely bloody stunning. We're gonna go sign some paperwork. It's time to get on the road.
Here it is. The 2025 INEOS Grenadier Wagon. And boy am I happy. I picked this up yesterday and I've already done, let's just say I've almost consumed a full tank of fuel. I've done about 450k in it since I picked it up. I just want to drive it. I will say, a lot of people have spoken about the steering and the boatiness of it. I'm not finding it to be an issue. Yes, you do have to correct when accelerating. If you're coming out of a turn, make sure you're turning the other way. If you just try to wet the wheels, autocorrect, it's not going to work for you. But it's amazing how quickly you get used to it. Left foot thing. Honestly, what left foot thing? It's weird, but I really have just completely stopped noticing it. It's not an issue. Look, I can imagine if you're 6'7" and have size 28 feet, yeah, it's going to be a problem, but I'm not finding it. So while this is definitely a very large, we'll call it lump, it's weird. I do not notice it. But let's have a look inside. Oh, actually no. Let's have a look outside. Let's have a look at what we've done first up. What have I optioned this with? So we're going to start at the very front of the car. We have the factory bull bar setup. It definitely looks the part. It's yeah, I know a lot of people want aftermarket and the like. And look, the off-road animal bull bar I had on the Prado was fantastic, but this is just, it's just a really nice look. You will notice that I do not have a factory winch mounted. I don't know if you can see that through there, but I have not mounted the factory winch. And there's good reason for that. It's $5,500 extra, and while I still stand by getting everything from factory is definitely a really good way to go as far as warranties are concerned, it does have a much shorter winch rope, and it was also nearly $6,000 just for the winch, so I didn't option it in. That's not to say that you shouldn't. For all accounts, it's actually a very, very good bit of kit, but for me, I just thought, look, for $5,500, $6,000, I can get a full bull bar and a winch with a full length rope. So I didn't do it. Also, there's some other reasons. INEOS have been very, very good to me as far as accessories and what I've paid for them. So, and I won't go into too much detail on that, but suffice it to say, I've been looked after. And I think a lot of that is also to do with, if you are in the market for one of these, now is a really, really good time to get in touch with INEOS and let them know what you want. Because, yeah, I'm a very happy man. All right, other things we've factored in. Checker plates. These checker plates just really round out that front end. They just added a whole new element to it. That contrast is just, on this particular colour, definitely something you want to do, in my opinion. Because I bought the Trialmaster, and that is trial, not trail, as I originally thought it was. It does come with a raised air intake. We do get the L channel in the door frames. Going further down, back to bar work, I have optioned in the factory rock sliders. Now, am I going to change them out? Probably not at this stage. They're not the cheapest item in the world, and these, for all accounts, should do everything I need them to do. And of course, they are rated for the side airbag. So, yeah, if you're getting a third party or aftermarket one, you may not find yourself with, they may not be compliant for your airbags. All right, moving on. I have not put a roof rack on it. I did mention that in the last video. We are going to put a roof rack on down the line. My one regret, I did not option in the lockable boot storage or the lockable spare wheel storage. And it's funny, it's just an oversight on my part. I forgot to do it, and so therefore it wasn't on the order, and which is quite frustrating because it's actually one of the things that I was really looking forward to having on this vehicle. Custom 1010 number plates, of course, very important. Standard ladder for the Trialmaster. And that's pretty much it for the exterior, except, let's come back to the spare wheel. You will notice this is not a BF Goodrich, this is a Maxxis 33, so it's a 285/70/17. So these are 33, true 33s, and I think there's not a huge amount of difference between the BF Goodies and these. They're a little bit wider, a little bit meatier, so I've got a lot more footprint for when I deflate them. Actually, you'll also notice I've optioned in steel rims. The last 3 four-wheel drives I've had, last 2. So the Fortuner and the Prado both had alloys. I had steelies on my old Hilux, and I've optioned in steelies on this one. I've not had any issues with the alloy wheels, but honestly, I just think, given the places I'm planning on taking this and the hardships I'm going to put it through, steelies just felt to me like a better option. What I wasn't anticipating was this little switch here. This is, even though I didn't option in the winch, it is pre-wired with the winch wiring, the heavy duty cabling. So inside here, just inside this bracket here, my understanding is that this is already pre-wired to mount a winch. So that is a fantastic bit of news. Yeah, it just means that I can now put an aftermarket winch in it. There is actually a company in Canada that is doing a mount for this bull bar to mount a worn winch. I'll put a link up on the screen for that, and probably a link in the comments below as well. Let's have a look at what I've done inside. So first and foremost, we have optioned in the leather upgrade. So full leather trim, and that does also mean heated seats. A few little bits and pieces to do in here. We do have the full Trialmaster roof panel, and again to the back seat we have leather seats in the rear as well. Now, one thing with the 2025, and I think maybe even some of the 2024 Trialmasters, so as you can see, we've got nothing in here. There is no second battery. The reason for this, as it's been explained to me, is anytime people were coming in to order the Trialmaster or option in a secondary battery, the first thing they wanted to do was change everything about it. And understandably, it wasn't a true dual battery system. It was what they call a series battery. So it's technically turning 2 batteries into one to give you more battery life out of the 2 batteries. It was not an independent system running in parallel, and we, as most of us as four-wheel drivers, really want parallel setups. So what the team at INEOS were finding is that, particularly here in Australia, everybody wanted to option in lithium batteries and different battery controllers, and you know, oh no, I want 400 amp hours of lithium in there, and there's no way you're going to fit that in that space. So there was a lot going on that was not just wasn't feasible for INEOS to keep running. So they've actually removed the option for a second battery nowadays. I did ask them if they could put it in, but the answer was a flat no. And I'm not too worried about it, because I am going to put a second battery in this. I didn't do that with the Prado, but this time I'm thinking, given I want to be able to run this fully remote separate to the caravan. I do want to be able to use an induction cooktop and other higher draw items while I'm out and about. This is your main fuse box. You've got a secondary fuse panel in here, some of the high gauge wiring in there. Everything's pretty labelled, and inside the manual there is also a guide to what each of these switches is, what all of the relays are, what to look for when certain things aren't working, and what to replace with what. So all of this, all mapped out in a very handy, easy to use card that you'll know exactly what fuse is what. In the very, very back, I did consider and in fact had originally optioned in when I first started running through this process. I did in fact have optioned in the load space draw kit. I've subsequently changed my mind, obviously. Couple of reasons for it. Primarily, these L channel or M channel runners I think are going to prove incredibly useful. There is an option from Frontrunner that I think is going to fit in here really well and give me some really good space options and flexibility. So I've really changed what I was going to do. I didn't option in the rear table. I've been looking around and shopping around and looking at some alternatives, and there'll be more on that in the future, as well as protection for this whole load space area. There it is, guys. Our Magic Mushroom Grenadier wagon in the Trialmaster spec. Big shout out to Craig McCarthy, who guessed, the first one to guess correctly what we were ordering in the comments in the last video. Well done, Craig. Do check him out at Grand Tour Grenadier on Instagram. He's got some really good content there. I didn't even realise I was following him, and it was the same person. But Craig, well done, thank you, and keep up the good work. Description down below, link in description for Craig's Instagram. Other than that, let me know in the comments below what you would have done differently, or if you think we've done the right spec for this vehicle. Bearing in mind there is going to be a lot more happening to it. First thing that's happening, it'll be in our next video, we're getting a window tint. But there's going to be more over the next couple of, the coming months as we get this ready for some serious adventure. It's going to be a long build, and we've got a lot coming up over the next couple of weeks, so content's going to be a little bit light on the ground, but we're going to get there. I do plan on doing an end of year roundup video. I'm going to talk about long-term ownership of the Nova Terra Sports 16-foot off-road caravan. That's done some amazing stuff, but we'll talk more about that in our next or later episode in this year, and also more about what we're going to do with this car. Anyway, as I say, let me know in the comments down below what you would have done differently, or if you would have done what we've done. Thanks again for watching, guys. We look forward to seeing you in the next one in about 2 weeks. We'll see you then. Cheers.
Rolling free from the coast to the desert sea. Grenadier hot, wild and true. Australia calls, and we come.